It is game number 27 here at Grady's Field in Xenia as your Xenia Scouts take on the Hamilton Joes. The Scouts sitting in first place, 2.5 games above the Joes, and they look to continue the 6-game winning streak here tonight. Hi, I am Andrew Alix, and thank you for joining me this evening. The Scouts send Kyle Bruner to the mound. Bruner from Grace College, after a long stint on the DL, has a permanent spot here in the scout rotation, and he has pitched very well in his first 2 starts. But now leading things off here for the Hamilton Joes is going to be Ben Spitznagel. Spitznagel went 0 for 4 yesterday, but he is the league leader in batting average. So we're trying to get the camera all set up, try to get you a good angle so that you can actually see the game, but looks like we're about ready to get underway here. First pitch is taken on the outside for ball. 1-0 the count to Spitznagel. And Bruner breaking ball delivered on the outside, ball 2. Spitznagel from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. He is the second baseman here tonight. And that one slider finds the zone, a called strike. So Bruner falls still behind in this count, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that one is grounded foul down the first base line, out of play. So Bruner, after falling behind 2-0 here, evens the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that one taken just off the plate, a curveball. Ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes the count here. Bruner looks to the catcher, Evan McDonald. He delivers. And that one is ripped into shallow right. Kerry Holloway standing right there ever at second base makes the grab for out number 1. So mark it down as an F4 to start things off this evening. And with 1 away, that's going to bring Tyler Friss to the plate. Friss from Indiana State University. First pitch. And that one's taken up and away for a called strike. Friss, he bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Bruner. Here's the 0-1. And that one's taken on the outside, going to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 out in the top of the first. The Scouts and the Hamilton Joes underway here on a rainy afternoon in Xenia. 1-1 pitch. And that one comes way on the inside, almost got a piece of the shoulder of Tyler Friss, but he kind of ducks out of the way. Moves the count to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that one is lifted weakly into left field. The left fielder, John Sharp, is tracking into foul ground. And that one's actually going to drop in fair territory, coming around second and taking a big turnover at second. But stopping there is Tyler Friss. And a 1-out double here in the top of the first. And the Hamilton Joes with a runner and in scoring position. And the batter is going to be Kyle Moore. Moore also an Indiana State University guy. On the year, he bats .327, 4 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run. He has driven in 14 RBIs. So runner out second takes his lead. Here's the pitch. Big breaking ball on the outside. 1-0 the count. And that ball that dropped over there, literally on the left field line, John Sharp is playing left field. And His inexperience in the outfield probably coming into play there. The runner goes from third. Evan McDonald throw on over to third, and he's just going to hold it as that pitch in there for a call and strike. So Tyler Friss steals third base. For Friss, that is his fourth stolen base of the year. The count 1-1 with one out here. A long fly ball off the bat of Kyle Moore could drive in. The go-ahead run here, and that pitch is popped up on the infield into foul territory. Evan McDonald stands up, makes the grab in foul territory, and that is out number 2. So 2 down and a runner at third. And the cleanup hitter for the Joes, Bryson Shelton, coming to the plate. Shelton, the first baseman, he bats .304, 4 triples and a home run, a league-leading 30 RBI man. And first pitch from Bruner in there for a called strike. Shelton from Trevecca Nazarene University. Here with 2 down. And breaking ball from Bruner. That one on the outside. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Still scoreless. Bruner, he delivers, and that one swung on and missed. Change up there from Kyle Bruner, and he finds himself ahead in this count, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch coming here. And that one taken upstairs. Bruner, after allowing a double that obviously is going to be ruled as a double, but sort of a mental error on the part of Sharp, just being able to track that ball well, but with a heavy cloud cover here in the rain, not entirely a surprise. But here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one, breaking ball in the dirt on the inside. We go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs here in the top of the first. It's Bryson Shelton versus Kyle Bruner. The runner at third is Tyler Friss. Friss has scored 3 runs on the season already. The pitch, and that one taken just off the plate. Ball 4. So Bryson Shelton is the board with a walk. And now it's runners at the corners and 2 down for the Hamilton Joes. And they send Dane Toftland to the plate. Toftland, a 3-hitter. That's with 6 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 13 RBIs. Toftland, he bats from the right side against the right-handed Bruner. Yesterday, Toftland had a 2-for-4 day. A single came around to score, a couple of singles, and came around to score a run. First pitch. Breaking ball from Bruner finds the zone. Nice curveball there. In there for a called strike. 0-1 here. Runners at the corners and 2 outs here in the top of the first. We are still scoreless. Bruner pickoff attempt over to first, trying to keep Bryson Shelton honest. Toftland, another Indiana State Sycamore. One of a couple of those guys that the Hamilton Joes have on their roster. Indiana State in the Missouri Valley Conference, and big breaking ball there from Bruner nips the outside shoulder of Dane Toftland. So he trots on over to first, and now the Scouts find themselves in a jam here after a double, a walk, and a hit by pitch. It's the base is loaded and 2 outs, and the batter is going to be Caleb King. King, a .313 hitter on the year, 6 doubles, and 10 RBIs. He did not appear in yesterday's contest. First pitch finds the zone, called strike. Friss is at third, Shelton at second, Toftland at first. 2 outs, so all the runners will be going on a ball in the air. Bruner finds himself in a big spot here in just the first. Fouled back over the screen. The count moves 0-2. King is the designated hitter. Looking to give the Hamilton Joes an early lead here. The 0-2 pitch, and breaking ball. That one is drilled. Right field side out of play, though. Count's going to Caleb, St. Louis, Missouri. He plays his collegiate ball at Middle Tennessee State University. That's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You might remember Middle Tennessee State as a team that picked up a win as a 15 seed in the NCAA basketball tournament. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The base is loaded. Bruner, he delivers, and that one coming on the inside moves the count 1-2. The 6th batter faced this inning by Bruner. He sets the 1-2 pitch, and a pickoff attempt back to first, and they did not get him very close. The pitch, ball 2, low and away, and Evan McDonald rockets it over to first after he sees Dane Tofflin with a big lead over there, but very close play, but not in time. So the count evens up 2-2 here with 2 outs. Bruner has the sign from McDonald. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And breaking ball is grounded over towards short. Aaron Valance tosses it over to second, but Kerry Holloway can't pick it up. Coming in to score from third is Tyler Friss. In comes Bryson Shelton. And an error on the infield scores 2 Hamilton Joes, and the Joes out to an early 2-0 lead here. And that is not the play that you wanted to happen if you were the Xenia Scouts. Just an easily hit ground ball over to Aaron Valance at short, but he kind of did a sidearm shuffle pass over to the second base bag to try to get the lead runner. Kerry Holloway just, I don't know if the problem was on the throw or on the receiving end, but he just didn't get there. It goes right past him into right field, and 2 runs coming home to score. So now the Joes ahead in this one 2-0 early, and Bruner has got to be upset. That pitch is grounded over towards first. Caleb Bloy backhands it, runs back to first, steps on the bag for out number 3. But 2 runs on 1 hit, an error, and 2 men left aboard. We have played the top of the first. The Hamilton Joes leading the Xenia Scouts by a score of 2-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the bottom of the first inning. The Scouts trailing 2-0 here against the Hamilton Joes, and leading things off for the Scouts is going to be John Sharp. Sharp, the left fielder, and he takes the first pitch, a chopper over towards short. The shortstop picks it up and throws on over to first in time for out number one. So Sharp goes down on the first pitch. One pitch, one out here for the pitcher, Ben Havel. And that's going to bring up the Knoxville, Tennessee native, Chandler Atkins. Atkins, a .318 hitter, 19 RBIs on the year. He takes a first pitch strike on the outside. The count goes 0-1. The red-hot Atkins took his first offer in a couple of games yesterday. Takes on the outs inside there, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. And breaking ball missing up and away, so the count moves 2 balls, 1 strike here with 1 out the pitch, and Atkins lifts that high in the air to right. The right fielder, Wilson, comes under it, and he's actually called off there by the second baseman, Spitznagel, who makes the grab number 2. So mark that down as an F4. And 2-2 down for the Scouts here in the bottom of the first inning. They trail 2-0, and with 2 outs, Jeremy Barth's going to come to the plate. Barth from Biola University. He's the right fielder. Jeremy, a .320 hitter on the year. That's with 10 doubles and a home run. He has 18 RBIs. That's 1 behind the team lead. First pitch to Jeremy. About to come here. Havel delivers. On the outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. And that one coming inside gets past the glove of the catcher, Jake Murray. And Barth ahead in this count, 2-0. Jeremy, the last couple of days, has showed off his skill in right field with a number of web gems, 3 in as many days. The 2-0 pitch, slider in the zone, a called strike 1. The count moves 2 balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. The Scouts trailing 2-0. And 2-1 pitch is taken past the glove of the shortstop, Tyler Friss. Jeremy Barth is aboard with a single, a 2-out hit. And 1 on and 2 out now for Evan McDonald. McDonald, the catcher from Fairleigh Dickinson University. He hits .296 on the year with 9 doubles, a home run, and 16 RBIs. Evan lifts that one into left field, but not deep. The left fielder, Compton, comes under it, makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit. Board for the Scouts here in the first inning. We have played 1. The Scouts trailing by a score of 2-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here at Grady's Field in Xenia. We go into the second inning. The Scouts trailing by a score of 1-0. Kyle Bruner out for his second inning of work. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Neither of those runs earned after an error on the connection between the shortstop Valance and the second baseman Kerry Holloway. Plated 2. Hamilton Joes with 2 outs in the top of the first, but now we go to the bottom of the first, and Davis Wilson, the right fielder, going to lead things off for the Joes. First pitch from Bruner, and that one's lifted high in the air to left. The left fielder, John Sharp, is tracking. He comes under it and makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and now the batter is going to be A.J. Compton. Compton, a .229 hitter on the year, a double and no RBIs. He has just 35 at-bats with the Hamilton Joes. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Kyle Bruner. First pitch. That one finds the zone, a called strike. Nothing in 1. Here it comes. And that one is ripped past the glove of Chandler Atkins over at third, and that one goes into left field. John Sharp tracking. He throws on over to second, but not in time, sliding into second. With a 1-out double is A.J. Compton. That's his first double of the year. His first extra base hit really of any kind on the year, and now it's back to the top of the order with Ben Spitznagel. Spitznagel, the league leader in batting average. He came into this game batting at a .424 mark. 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 11 RBIs. And with a runner in scoring position and 1 out, a big out to make here if you're Kyle Bruner. Spitznagel, he bats from the left side, and first pitch is hit over towards first base. Caleb Loy takes it, steps on the bag, out number 2. The runner at second, Compton, advancing over to third on that out. And now it's 2 outs and a runner on third, a literally identical situation. And now it's going to be Tyler Freese to the plate. Freese, his first time up, a double. Ended up coming around to score after stealing third, scoring on the error. First pitch from Bruner. That one breaking ball up and away. 1-0 the count. It's a runner on third with 2 outs here in the top of the second. The Joe is leading the Scouts by a score of 2-0 already. Friss is a .458 hitter on the year, but in just 24 at-bats, he has logged only 2 extra base hits on the season, one of those coming just an inning ago. And that pitch fouled hard on the left field side, evens up the count, 1-1. Bruner trying to limit the damage here after being plagued by errors in the field in the first inning, and he delivers up and away, ball 2. So falling behind in the count, 2-1 is Kyle Bruner now. Bruner, he delivers. And that one is hit hard into left field, chasing back the left fielder, John Sharp. But that one's going to go to the left side of the foul pole. It's going to just even up the count, 2-2. Friss in 24 at-bats, just 5 strikeouts. And Bruner with a 2-2 count here with 2 down and a runner at third, trying to limit the damage here. He looks to the catcher, McDonald, and delivers the 2-2 pitch, and that one is hit a foul ball on the left field side again. So staying alive in this count is Tyler Friess, and you got to remember, pitch count, such an important factor in this, with the Scouts playing 10 games in 8 days. I believe this is game number 7 of that. And the 2-2 pitch curveball delivered on the outside part of the plate. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. big spot here for Bruner. He delivers, and that one, a chopper over towards short. The third baseman Atkins comes in on the run, picks it up, rockets it on over to first for out number 3. So an impressive defensive play by Chandler Atkins. The third baseman retires the Joes. In the top of the second inning, no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We are in the middle of the second. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 2-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the second, and Colt Wolf to lead things off here. Wolf, first pitch fouled right back into the box, falling behind in the count, 0-1 here. Wolf from Calvin College yesterday, taking an 0 for 3 day, but scored in the 7th inning. That was the third and final run that the Scouts put up that day. 0-1 pitch coming to Wolf, slider taken on the outside, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Wolf is a .278 hitter on the year. That's with 7 doubles, a triple, a pair of home runs. He has 12 RBIs to show for it. And the 1-1 pitch is taken upstairs. Wolf looked like he wanted to go there, but holding off and finds himself ahead in this count, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Wolf taking upstairs again. He finds himself now in a 3-1 hitter's count. The pitcher is Ben Havel. Havel from Elmhurst College. He has a 1-0 record on the year, and with a 0.71 ERA, that's over 12 and a third innings pitched. He has struck out 12, walking just 3. And Wolf swinging and missing there, so the count's going to go full 3-2. And that one slider outside part of the zone, a called strike 3. So Colt Wolf goes down looking to lead things off here for the Scouts, and now with 1 down, it's going to bring Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. O'Hearn from Hillsdale College. Big day yesterday. His double in the 6th. Then stealing third allowed John Sharp to score him on a sacrifice fly. But he comes to the plate, and Ryan, that's .224 on the year. That's with 6 RBIs, a double, a triple, and a home run. His extra base hits. And O'Hearn taking upstairs there. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one finds the zone. It's going to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 out here. The 1-1 pitch. Slider in at the knees. Ball number 2. Ryan is a walk drawing machine. He leads the league with 23 walks drawn. 2-1. That one right over the plate, a called strike 2. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 2-0. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did. Drop third strike. Throw on over to first in time. So Ryan O'Hearn goes down swinging. And after the first 2 have struck out here in the bottom of the second, that's going to bring Caleb Bloy to the plate. Bloy from Covenant College, hitting a .189 on the year. in his last game that he played in. An RBI single from Bloy broke the scoring open against the Cincinnati Steam. First pitch. That one's taken upstairs. Ball number 1. And Bloy lifts that one into center. The center fielder, Kyle Moore, comes under it, makes the grab for out number 3. So the Scouts go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. That's no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. We go into the third. It's the Hamilton Joes 2, the Xenia Scouts nothing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the third inning of play here at Grady's Field in Xenia. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 2-0. And Kyle Moore to the plate to lead things off for the Joes here in Kyle Bruner's third inning of work. First pitch from Bruner. That one fastball taken just low, ball 1. Moore, his first time up. He flew out and foul ground to the catcher back in the top of the first. The 1-0 pitch from Bruner. And that one's lifted deep into left field. Going back, the left fielder, John Sharp, at the track, the wall, and that one is gone. A solo home run off the bat of the center fielder. That's his third home run of the year. And that solo shot going to extend the Hamilton Joe lead to 3-0. And Kyle Moore hit that ball about as hard as you can into deep, deep left field, into the rolling hills of Xenia out there. And so now 3-0, the score, and Bruner trying to recover from that solo home run with Bryson Shelton to the plate. And Shelton takes that one into deep right, and that's going to go just to the right of the foul pole and drop for what turns out to be a strike. So the 15th RBI of the year, driven in there by Indiana State's Kyle Moore. Breaking ball on the outside, that one missing. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Shelton, the batter, he walked his last time up. Bryson, he's a .304 hitter on the year with 30 RBIs. And breaking ball on the outside moves the count to 2-1. Here with nobody out in the top of the third, the Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes 3-0. The 2-1 pitch, and that one missing on the outside again. The count goes 3-0. So that was the first earned run given up by Bruner. The count 3-1. The pitch. And that one lifted high in the air over towards left. Looks like it's going to go into foul territory, and the left fielder Sharp watches it go out of play. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, but nobody out here. the batter Kyle Moore, or the batter just was Kyle Moore. He hit a solo shot, and now Shelton waits the 3-2 pitch from Bruner. Bruner sets and delivers. And that one swung on and missed. Strike three, the first strikeout of the day for Bryson Shelton. That is out number one. A big crowd here, or a bigger crowd here on a rainy Sunday afternoon in Xenia. Looks like the entire front section in front of me entirely filled out. A combination of both the fans of Hamilton and Xenia. You heard the cheers when Moore hit the solo home run, and then the responsive cheers when Bruner struck out Bryson Shelton right there. But now with one down, the batter is Dane Tofflin. First pitch curveball inside part of the plate, called strike one. Tofflin, another Indiana State guy, a .325 hitter on the year. 13 RBIs, that's with 6 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run. 0-1 pitch, and that one's lifted up into center field, chasing back the center fielder O'Hearn, but he slows up, comes under it, makes the grab for out number 2. So now with 2 away, it's going to bring Caleb King to the plate. King, his last time up, he hit a weak grounder over towards short, which seemed to be out number 3 with the bases loaded and 2 down, but an error on the exchange between Valance and Holloway allowed 2 Hamilton Joes to score there. King, the designated hitter from Middle Tennessee State University. He bats from the right side against the righty Bruner. First pitch drilled into left field. Chasing back is John Sharp, and that one's going to bounce at the track and over the wall. A ground rule double off the bat of Caleb King. His 7th double of the year. And that's going to bring Jake Murray to the plate with a runner at second and 2 outs. Kyle Bruner trying to get himself out of what has been I wouldn't say a difficult start. He has allowed 3 doubles and a home run. Only 1 earned run thus far here through 2 2/3. And he's going to have to try to retire Jake Murray. Murray, his last time up, ended the first inning of play with a grounder over towards Caleb Bloy at first. Murray, a .304 hitter on the year. 3 doubles, 3 RBIs. 14 hits to show for it. The first pitch from Bruner. Breaking ball. And time called there. First pitch breaking ball missing. And looks like Evan McDonald going to go out and have a word with Bruner. Looks like McDonald got crossed up there, but they have a quick chat, and McDonald heads back behind the plate, dealing with a count 1-0 here with 2 outs. A runner on second in the top of the third. A 3-0 Hamilton Joes lead. Bruner. He looks to the catcher, McDonald, and delivers. That one slider comes on the inside part of the plate, a called strike 1. So the count evens up a ball and a strike here with 2 down. The catcher, Murray, at the plate with the runner in scoring position, and that pitch is grounded up the middle off the foot of Bruner. It goes back towards short. And Aaron Valance doing a good job of, after that ball ricochets off Bruner's foot and goes deep into the 6-hole, Valance getting in front of it, preventing it from going to the left, and preventing Caleb King from turning around third to score. So that one is marked as an infield single, I suppose, for Jake Murray. And now runners at the corners with 2 down, and the batter is going to be Davis Wilson. Wilson hits first time up, flying out to left field to start off the top of the second inning. And Bubba Cates coming out to the mound to have a word with Bruner. Possibly just to talk strategy, see if Bruner's all right after that ball rocketed off his foot. A 3-run deficit, the deepest deficit the Scouts have faced in a long time. I'm trying to put my finger on the last time we were. Oh, I mean, I guess since Monday. On Monday, we had to have been trailing 3-0 at one point because we lost by a score of 5-0. The Scouts haven't lost since, taking 2 games of a doubleheader over the Irish Hills Leprechauns, then taking both games of the doubleheader the next day against the Steam. Then they headed to Cincinnati the day after that to beat the Steam at their place, and then defeating the Hamilton Joes last night. And you look at that, about as successful of a week as you can have. So now it's runners at the corners and 2 out here in the top of the third. Davis Wilson to the plate. Wilson, a .261 hitter on the year. He's 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch from Bruner. That one finds the zone, a called strike 1. Bruner has allowed 3 runs, 1 of them earned on 5 hits thus far. The Scouts, through 2 innings, have just managed 1 hit. The 0-1 coming here. And breaking ball, that one's taken on the outside. Count evens up, a ball and a strike. Wilson, just 23 at-bats on the year for these Joes. He hails from Arkansas Tech University. He is a native of Hope, Arkansas. And trivia on the day, who is the most famous resident of Hope, Arkansas? That's Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States of America. He hails from Hope, Arkansas. The 1-1 pitch, and breaking ball finds the zone. Throw on over to second, but they're going to go straight home. But the throw from second to home gets past the glove of McDonald and goes to the backstop. A run scores, and the throw to third gets over the head of Aaron Valens and goes into left. The throw from left home is going to be in time, and they get the runner at home, but a run comes in to score on what was a myriad of errors in the infield. And they're saying, and Bubba Cates out to the mound to argue, and maybe they're going to say that perhaps they'll run both runs count. And I'm going to have to get a understanding on what that ruling is. But basically, here's what happened. The runner at first steals second. McDonald goes to second. Kerry Holloway cuts off the shortstop and goes home because the runner at third was coming home. The throw over the head of Evan McDonald, the run comes in to score. The runner who got to second heads for third. McDonald throws to third. It goes over the head of the third baseman Atkins and into left. And then the runner heads home. The throw from Sharp in left home to McDonald. McDonald was way in front of it, but I don't know what the technical ruling is, but they say both runs score, so now the Scouts trailing 5-0. That pitch is drilled by Davis Wilson into the glove of Caleb Loy at first. That's out number 3, but 2 runs on 2 hits and nobody left aboard. We are in the middle of the 3rd inning. The Scouts trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the third inning and carry Holloway to the plate. The Scouts trailing 5-0. And the reason that they say the run count is even though the runner was tagged out at home by Evan McDonald, they're saying that there was interference over at third base, that Atkins got in front of him and blocked the base path. So the Scouts trailing 5-0 here. And now Holloway to the plate. He takes first pitch on the outside and swings and misses. At the 1-0, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Holloway on the year, a .263 hitter. That's with a pair of doubles and 5 RBIs. Holloway from Andrew College. That's a junior college in the state of Georgia. And he steps out, but fixing his batting gloves, and now he's back into the box. The 1-1 count here. And the pitch, that one taken slider on the outside, is going to even up or move the count to 2-1. The pitch, and Holloway broken bat there, slow roller over towards second. The second baseman Spitznagel picks it up, throws on over to first in time. Out number 1. So 5 consecutive Scouts have been retired now, and with 1 down in the bottom of the third, it's going to be the 9-hitter Aaron Valance to the plate. Valance hitting a .153 on the year with 5 RBIs. High in the league, though, in total walks. Aaron with 19 on the year. Here's the first pitch, and Aaron taking upstairs. The count goes 1-0 here with 1 down in the bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch, and AV taking on the outside. He's ahead in this count, 2-0. Valance from Wayland Baptist University, the native of Amarillo, Texas. 2-0. And Aaron taking on the inside there, so 3 pitches, 3 balls from the pitcher, Ben Havel. And he's going to look to throw the 3-0 get me across here. And that he does. Finding the zone, the count moves 3-1. Three-one pitch, and AV, a slow roller over towards third. The third baseman Tofflin throws over to first, but that gets past the glove of the first baseman Bryson Shelton. Aaron Valance rounds first, heads for second, and he is there standing on what will probably be ruled an infield hit and advancing on the error. So Valance over at second now. And now it's going to be John Sharp to the plate, back to the top of the order for the Scouts. Sharp, his first time up, grounded out over to short. But John has been a hitting machine in the games he's been able to play in this season. A .349 hitter, a double, a triple, and a homer. 7 RBIs to show for it. Sharp awaits the first pitch, and big swing and a miss there. Falling behind in this count, 0-1. Sharp also 12 walks in his 43 at-bats. And talk about on-base percentage. Billy Beanball, John Sharp, the most effective on the team. He has an OBP of .483. But the 0-1 pitch, that one taken just low. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike with 1 down here. Sharp awaits the pitch here. Valance taking his lead over at second, and the runner goes. Sharp fouling that one back, though, so AV is going to have to head back. A runner at second and 1 out. The count, 0-2 here. Valance takes his lead. The 0-2 pitch, and that one taken on the inside. So now the count moves 1-2. Excuse me if that was said incorrectly. I misread the scoreboard there, or I read the scoreboard correctly, just said the wrong thing. 1-2, and that one on the outside. So now the count 2-2. Sharp working his way back into this count after falling behind 0-2. Valance, the threat to steal. He tried before a John Sharp foul ball before, and the 2-2 pitch is taken up and in. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. 5-0 Joes. With 1 out in the bottom of the third, the pitcher Havel steps off and looks back to Valance over at second. And Valance taking a big lead there. The Scouts trying to get on the board with their leading hitter at the plate and a runner in scoring position. The 3-2 pitch, and John fouling that one straight back into the screen. So a good swing there by the Knoxville, Tennessee native. So 3-2 here. Sharp, and he calls time. Long drawn out at bat here. The Scouts trying to claw their way back into this game. The pitch, and that one is taken on the outside, ball 4. So John Sharp draws walk number 13 of the year. And now the Scouts with 2 on and 1 out. And the heart of the order coming up with Chandler Atkins to the plate. Atkins, his first time up, a fly out to the second baseman in shallow right. But Chandler, a .318 hitter. The Scouts leader in RBIs with 19, and he takes the first pitch back up towards the middle. Flip on over to second for 1. The throw home now as John Sharp Aaron Valance trying to round there. That's in time. They get the force at second. A 6-4-2 double play. So that's going to end it for the Scouts here in the bottom of the third. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We head into the 4th inning. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton by a score of 4-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we head into the 4th inning of play here. Andrew Alix at Grady's Field, and the Scouts trailing 5-0 to the Hamilton Joes. A.J. Compton to the plate. First pitch to him. That one taken just low, ball 1. Compton, his last time up, he doubled. Ended up getting stranded at third in the top of the 2nd. The 1-0 pitch coming here. Burner delivers. And that one, a half a swing there. Coming in as the second baseman Holloway. He makes an athletic play over at second. Throws it in the air over to first in time for out number 1. So with 1 away there, Holloway saving what could have easily been an infield hit on the weakly hit ball towards second. And now back to the top of the order for the 3rd time for these Hamilton Joes. The batter is going to be Ben Spitznagel. Spitznagel, 0 for 2 on the day, but he is the leading hitter in the league. First pitch to him, fouled hard, third base side out of play. Spitznagel from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Greensboro, a medium-sized kind of city in the northern part of North Carolina. Bruner, the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball delivered on the outside part of the plate for a called strike 2. So he's ahead 0-2 in this count, and he delivers here. And that one lifted up into center field, chasing back is O'Hearn. He backtracks, stops, makes the grab in front of the warning track for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for the Joes here in the top of the 4th, and that's going to bring Tyler Friss to the plate. Friss led off the hitting for the Hamilton Joes with a double, ended up stealing a base and coming around to score. Back in that top of the 1st inning, he also grounded out to third his second time up. First pitch to him, breaking ball finds the zone, a called strike. The 0-1. That one taken on the outside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike here with 2 down on the top of the 4th. 5-0, Hamilton Joes is the score. Bruner now looks to McDonald. He calls time there. Now he resets. He has what he wants, and he delivers. And that one lifted into left center field. John Sharp coming under it, makes the grab. Out number 3. So a 1-2-3 4th inning for Kyle Bruner. That's no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. We have gotten to the middle of the 4th. It's the Xenia Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So now Jeremy Barth to the plate to lead off things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Scouts trailing 5-0. He bunts a ball foul. So he's behind in the count, 0-1. Jeremy, his last time up, a single, one of 2 hits on the day for the Scouts. And the 0-1 pitch finds the zone. Havel, he shakes off his catcher a couple of times, but time is called there. And the umpire calling time there. Havel delivers here. And Barth just getting a piece of that one. Count goes 1-2 again. The Scouts are in first place with a record of 18-8 on the year. The Joes 2.5 behind them with a record of 15-10. The Cincinnati's team tied with the Joes at 15-10 as Barth takes up and away, evens the count up or moves the count to 1-2. Scoreboard was incorrect. The 1-2 pitch, and Jeremy lifts that one into center field. Going back is the center fielder Kyle Moore, but he stops, comes under it right in front of the track, and makes the grab for out number 1. Okay. Grounder over to third. The third baseman, Toftland, picks it up on one hop, throws over to first in time for out number 2. So now with 2 up, 2 down here for the Scouts in the bottom of the 4th, it's Colt Wolf to the plate. The designated hitter Wolf, he went down looking his first time up. And Wolf, first pitch, fouled right back into the screen. The count goes 0-1. Colt from Calvin College. The 0-1. Breaking ball finds the zone. A called strike 2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. The Scouts trailing the Joes 5-0. The 0-2 pitch, and Wolf just gets a piece of that one, fouls it straight back into the screen. The count's going to stay 0-2. Wolf, the strikeouts have plagued him on the year, leading the Xenia team with 25 of them so far. Marquez 2 behind him, however, with 23. The pitch, and Colt getting a piece of that one again, so staying alive and working the pitch count here is Colt Wolf. So count's going to stay 0-2 here again. The only game in action right now, and getting a piece of that again is Colt Wolf, so he keeps fouling balls off, staying alive in this count. The Cincinnati's team actually leading the Richmond Jazz 1-0 in the top of the 1st. That game also live. Pitch to Wolf, that one taken low. Appeal to the field umpire says he did not go there, so the count moves 1-2. Here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Wolf awaits the 1-2 pitch and takes a slider way on the outside. Evens the count up 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And Wolf fouling that one off. So a very drawn out at bat here. Wolf working the pitch count of Ben Havel, if nothing else. So Wolf steps back in and he awaits the 2-2 here. And swung on and missed. Strike 3. He got him. So no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Scouts in the 4th. After 4, the Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back to Xenia Scouts Baseball. We go into the top of the fifth. The Scouts trailing 5-0, and a guest in the booth here for the top of the fifth, Walter Rook. Walter, the righty from the great state of Tennessee, he pitched the first complete game of the season by a Scouts pitcher just yesterday, going 9 innings, allowing just 1 earned run in a gem. Walter, how's the arm feeling?
It actually feels pretty good, surprisingly. Not too much, Shoulder's feeling pretty good, and the elbow, not too much torque from that curveball.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as we say that, the 1-0 breaking ball gets away from Kyle Bruner, goes over the head of a ducking Kyle Moore. So the count 2-0 here with nobody out. Bruner, the 2-0 pitch. And that one hit in the air sky high into right. Barth, chasing under it, makes the grab on the run for out number 1. So mark that down as an F9. But Walter, you saw a lot of these guys in the lineup yesterday, and what kind of strategy were you using? What kind of assortment of pitches? I saw you going to a lot of breaking stuff and a good amount of off-speed stuff throughout. What was the recipe that you had cooked up there?
Yeah. I would look at their stance, and I would go off of that, and then Donald Ring would call the game, and we'd go off of those 2 aspects.
Going into the 9th, when you came in for that one, what was the feeling? What was the conversation that you had with Coach Cates and with T. Grove that kind of got you to that point? That said that, yeah, I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to finish what I started.
Actually, T. Grove came up to me in the 8th and was like, "Hey, you're going in." I was like, "Sounds good." And then in the 9th, he was just like, "Go out there and go get him." I was like, "Yes, sir."
So Bruner ahead in the count, 0-2 here. He delivers. And breaking ball just off the plate, trying to get Bryson Shelton to chase a bit there, but he takes all the way, moves the count 1-2. Shelton, the first strikeout victim of Kyle Bruner in this game. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one in the dirt, going to even the count up 2-2. Walter, Shelton yesterday against you, he took a 1-for-4 day, got him to fly out, actually a fly out, a ground out, and then he hit that liner right at Colt with the weird double play in the 9th. Kind of a breath saver there.
Oh, yeah. I was very relieved when I saw Colt catch that and step on first for that double play.
I think Colt was probably more relieved that he caught the ball and that his head was still on his shoulders. That was an absolute rocket hit over there.
Yeah, look what I found.
Yeah, exactly. But what was the pitch count like in the end? Do you know?
99.
Oh, wow, 99 pitches. Have you ever thrown that much in a collegiate game? It's between Northeast Mississippi and here?
Not in college, no.
Well, remember you said yesterday in discipleship that a Texas Rangers scout once told your coach that you get better as the game goes on, and we used that to our full advantage yesterday. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Bruner, and that one lifted into shallow right, chasing is Jeremy Barth. He tries to make the grab on the diving, cannot repeat the same magic of yesterday's catch in right, and that one dropping in front of him. A base hit for Bryson Shelton, and now 1 on, 1 out. And the batter's going to be Dane Tofflin. Tofflin, 0-for-1 on the day. He flew out to center his last time up. His first time up, hit by a pitch that extended on an 0-2 pitch. He was hit by a pitch, kept the top of the first going, ended up kind of coming back to bite the Scouts. And errors in the field kind of plaguing Kyle Bruner right now. He's throwing a lot more pitches than he otherwise would have. So the batter Tofflin, he bats from the right side against the righty Kyle Bruner. Shelton takes his lead at first pitch. That one in the dirt on the inside. The count 1-0. And you had seen the Joes before. I believe 2 innings of relief, or 1 or 2 innings of relief when we were over there.
Yeah, it was 2 innings of relief when we went to their place, I think a few weeks ago.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that you may have given up more runs in that 2 inning of relief. I think you gave up 2 and 2. And in this game, you gave up 1 and 9. So clearly the second time seeing a couple of those guys, definitely a better outing the second time around. Now, Coach Koobs does a lot with the stats and, strikeouts, walks. Did you see those numbers at all during the game?
Actually, I tried to stay away from that so I wouldn't get those into my head. Just try to keep a clear mind out there.
Well, definitely you didn't need the numbers because the numbers would have told you that Ben Spitznagel was the leading hitter in the Great Lakes League. You held him to an 0 for 4 evening. That pitch on the inside, a called strike there. The count moves 3 balls and a strike with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. The runner at first is Bryson Shelton. I am joined here with Walter Rook, the man whose arm has not yet fallen off. Pickoff attempt over to first. To Caleb Loy, not in time to get Bryson Shelton, but sends him back, keeps him honest. Bruner awaits the 3-1 here. And another pickoff attempt. Now, Walter, after doing the entire season in relief, what's it like to switch to that starting role? How does obviously, your pregame plan is going to change, just not knowing you're going to pitch, whether knowing you're going to pitch. What changes in the preparation there?
A lot of the preparation is just mental, really. You're going like, yeah, I'm starting, so I got to start like warming up a lot sooner than what I would when I came in relief, or warming up like an hour before the game instead of like 10 minutes before I go into the game in a relief appearance.
So that pitch, while Walter was talking, just an infield pop-up under it to grab it was the shortstop Valance out number 2, and I thought that if that ball had hung for a little less, then maybe we could have gotten a double play because the runner Tofflin tried to steal the bag, and he didn't even realize that the ball was high in the air on the infield until pretty late in the game, but he scurried back there to first, so now it's 2 down and 1 on. The batter's Caleb King. King, 1 for 2, a double, and reaching on the error that scored 2 back in the first. Time is called there. King from Middle Tennessee State University. That's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Like right by Nashville. For those, it's kind of the, how would you say that's Metro Nashville area. First pitch to King. That one, fastball inside part of the zone, a called strike. And Walter, you said you're looking into Union University. How far along in that process are you, and where does that stand? And why the decision to transfer possibly after the first year of JUCO rather than waiting 2 like a lot of people do? That's a loaded question. I apologize.
Yeah. Actually, I finished my application a few days ago, and the coaches told me that I'd have a guaranteed spot on the team. So that's really an offer I can't refuse. So after 1 year, I was like, yeah, I can do this. Let's go.
Well, certainly the way that you have pitched here is, if that is indicative of future success, you will do just fine. You will thrive at Union. The runner goes, and Evan McDonald doesn't attempt the throw. Over the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 out to the batter, Caleb King. King back into the box. The 1-2 about to come here from Bruner, but he steps off and looks back to second with Bryson Shelton, I guess, taking a larger lead than he would have wanted. Shelton having just swiped second. Bruner making sure that he doesn't get any more than that. The 1-2 pitch. And that one's taken on the outside, evens things up, 2-2. It'll be interesting to see what happens with, the Adrian Marquez being out for at least until next trade by any means. And see how he adjusts there after the kind of misplayed ball in the beginning. He's been doing just fine. Breaking ball grounded over towards third. Chandler Atkins picks it up, throws on over to first in time for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. Thank you, Walter Rook, for joining us this inning. And don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the fifth. The Scouts trailing by a score of 5-0 here. And Ryan O'Hearn to lead things off here against Ben Havel. Havel out to pitch his fifth inning of work. The first pitch to Ryan O'Hearn, that one up and in, ball one. Ryan, his first time up, he struck out swinging. And Ryan from, of course, Hillsdale College. And he watches up and away, ball two. O'Hearn, of course, we'll remember him as a guy who's playing his second year of AIA, last year with the Rochester Ridgemen, hitting .273. And Ryan taking on the inside there, so 3-0 to the league leader in walks. And the Scouts, who are still scoreless, who have been held scoreless through four. The leadoff man O'Hearn getting aboard would be great. And Ryan watches the 3-0 come on the inside, ball four. So Ryan O'Hearn, walk number 24 on the season. And now the Scouts with the leadoff man on for Caleb Bloy. Bloy, the first baseman from Covenant College, his first time up, he flew out to center. Bloy, a member of the Covenant College Scots, a 40 RBI man this spring with Covenant, batting at a .296 mark, 11 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. He lifts the first pitch into center field. The center fielder, Kyle Moore, runs in, comes under it, makes the grab. Out number one, Ryan O'Hearn heading back to first. And now with one out, it's going to be Kerry Holloway to the plate. Holloway, the second baseman from Andrew College. A .263 hitter. On the year, he grounded out to second. His first time up. O'Hearn takes his lead at first. He's always a threat to steal. First pitch, and that one's grounded up the middle, a base hit. Ryan O'Hearn rounds her second, and he's going to head back to second after the center fielder Kyle Moore gets in there quickly. But after a single from Kerry Holloway, the third hit on the day for the Xenia Scouts, they have runners at first and second and one out. And it's to the 9-hitter, Aaron Valance. Valance, he singled his last time up, ended up advancing over to second on an error, but was called out at home on a weird-looking double play, a 6-4-2 double play. First pitch to AV, and that one upstairs, ball number one. The Scouts with 2 on, runners at first and second, and 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. They trail 5-0. The count 1-0 to Valance. The pitch, and AV watches slider. That finds the outside part of the plate. It's going to even things up, 1-1. One pitch to AV, and he lays a bunt slow roller down the third base line, but it's going to little backspin there. Looked off the bat, but that moves the count to 1-2 on AV. John Sharp on deck. Valance, also a former Rochester Ridgeman. He hit .245 there last year with 8 RBIs and 3 doubles. Leading into a breakout year with Waylon Baptist this year where he hit .372. 11 doubles and 14 RBIs there. Here's the pitch to AV, and he fouls that one first base side, staying alive. Waylon, where Valance played this past year, is an NAIA school in Plainview, Texas, coached by Brad Bass. Brad Bass, former coach of the Alaska team for AIA. As AV watches upstairs, that evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. But when Brad Bass coached the AIA team in Alaska, that's the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Josh Donaldson of the Toronto Blue Jays played for that team then. And the pitch to AV, that one getting past the catcher Jake Murray. Ryan O'Hearn over to third. Kerry Holloway to second on the passed ball. And now a full count with 2 runners in scoring position and the 1 out here. And the Scouts with their biggest threat of the game thus far. And that advancing big A for both getting runners in scoring position. Just a long fly ball. Could score O'Hearn here, get the Scouts on the board. A double in the gap would score 2. And that pitch fouled back over the screen. We're going to stay at 3-2. No action going in the Hamilton Joe bullpen right now. So it looks like they're going to stick with their guy, Ben Havel, for at least a little while longer. So 3-2 coming here again. The pitch. AV takes that one in there for a called strike 3. So that's out number 2. And now runners at second and third and 2 outs. And John Sharp going to come to the plate. Sharp. Big time hitter on the year. He comes to the plate in a big spot. A couple RBIs last night. And John lifts first pitch high in the air towards center. Chasing in is the center fielder, Kyle Moore, who comes under it, makes the grab on the run for out number 3. So the Scouts strand runners in scoring position. No runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. We have played 5, and the Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the 6th inning. The Scouts trailing by a score of 5-0 here. New pitcher in for Xenia. That's going to be the man who goes most frequently by the name Slug. Adrian Peraza to the mound. Adrian enters the game with a 2.76 ERA. That's in 7 games he's appeared, and he has pitched in 13 innings, striking out 15, allowing 5 walks. First pitch to Peraza, from Peraza, that one catching inside, a foul ball off the bat of the catcher Jake Murray, who is at the plate. Murray, he's 1 for 2 on the day. A single back in the third and grounding out over towards first, his first time up. So the count 0-1 to him. Peraza, the lefty, with the big cut fastball. That one finds the zone. The cut fastball on display right there. The count 0-2. Peraza shaking off Evan McDonald there, but now he has what he wants. The 0-2 pitch, and that one grounded right back towards Peraza, who gloves it. Underhand toss over to first in time. Out number 1. So Peraza retires Jake Murray, and that's going to bring Arkansas State's Davis Wilson to the plate. Wilson, a native of Hope, Arkansas, hometown of Bill Clinton. The only reason I remember that is because there's a Bill Clinton speech where he goes, "I always believe in a place called Hope." The first pitch to Wilson is fouled off on the right side, and excuse me for off-tracking there. That's not an expression of political views by any means. That's just me being a history buff that's watched too many PBS documentaries. But one down here in the top of the sixth. The count 0-1 to Wilson. Wilson 0 for 2 on the day, couple of flyouts. Peraza looks to McDonald. The lefty, he delivers. That one delivers on the outside. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. One pitch. And breaking ball upstairs. The count moves 2-1. Peraza, the Los Angeles, California guy, he played 2 years at Bethesda University. That's an NAIA school, but looking for a new home after his coach left. The 2-1 pitch, and that one in the air towards right. Caleb Loy in foul ground makes the grab. Out number 2. So Caleb Loy tracking a few steps out towards right field, and 2 up, 2 down for Slug. And that's going to bring up the 9-hitter A.J. Compton. A.J. straight out of Compton. Compton is 1 for 2 on the day with a double. First pitch. Peraza slider finds the outside part of the zone about belt high. Called strike, 0-1 the count here with 2 down in the top of the sixth. The Scouts trailing 5-0. The pitch, and that one is lifted into center field. Chasing back is O'Hearn, but he slows up, comes under it, makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. A 1-2-3 inning for Adrian Peraza. We go into the bottom of the 6th inning. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the bottom of the 6th, 5-0 Scouts the score. Chandler Atkins to the plate. He takes a first pitch curveball inside part of the zone, a called strike. So he falls behind 0-1. Atkins 0 for 2 on the day thus far. Slider comes in. Chandler check swing. Did he go? The appeal to the field umpire says he did not. So that's going to even up the count. A ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. And Atkins lifts that one high in the air to right center field. The right fielder, Davis Wilson, calling for it, makes the grab. Out number 1. So with 1 away, that's going to bring Jeremy Barth to the plate. Barth, he's 1 for 2 on the day. A single in the first was the first Xenia hit of the day. They have managed just 2 more since. Barth, a .320 hitter on the year. He is from Biola University in Los Angeles, California. The Biola Eagles, an NAIA school in the Golden State Athletic Conference. Same conference as Connor Menez, Jason Carkenny, a couple of former Scouts. Menez, of course, drafted in the 13th round, I'm going to say, by the San Francisco Giants this year. And Meneza, personal friend of mine, he tries to climb the San Francisco ladder. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Barthen. He takes up and away, ball 2. Jeremy, he bats from the left side. The pitch. And Jeremy lifts that one high in the air towards center. Chasing under it is the center fielder Moore, who's going to make the grab on the run. Out number 2. So 2 scouts to the plate, 2 scouts retired here in the bottom of the 6th. And with 2 outs and the Scouts still trailing 5-0, Evan McDonald to the plate. McDonald's 0 for 2 on the day. The catcher from Fairleigh Dickinson University in the great state of Jersey. First pitch. Slider nips the outside part of the plate, apparently for a called strike. Count goes 0-1. And the pitcher, Ben Havel, goes to the slider again. This time, no luck, missing way on the outside to even the count up 1-1. With 2 down here, the pitch, and McDonald swinging and missing there, the back of his bat, nipping the catcher, and Evan kind of giving him a little, I'm sorry, high five. The catcher, Murray, Evan, a catcher himself, probably knows all about how terrible that is to get nipped with the bat there. 1-2 pitch, and Evan hitting the air sky high, foul ground on the first base side, running towards the Xenia dugout is the third baseman Dane Toughlin, but that one bouncing off the top of the dugout goes out of play. McDonald stays alive here. The count still 1 ball, 2 strikes, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Scouts have come back from, I don't think a 5-run deficit yet, but they've come back from pretty large deficits. I believe it was, they came back from 6-2 2 nights in a row, both in the late innings. Breaking ball, that one up and in, evens up the count 2-2. And what they did to do those is, it wasn't just through hits. They were drawing walks as well. 3-2 pitch in the dirt. Holding off is McDonald. Appeal of the third base or the first base umpire says he did not go, so the count's going to go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. McDonald, he bats from the right side. Awaits the 3-2 pitch here, and that one grounded up the middle slowly. The second baseman Spitznagel coming under it, throwing on over to first in time. Out number 3. So no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Scouts in the bottom of the 6th. We have played 6th, and the Scouts trailing by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the 7th inning. Peraza out for another inning of work. First pitch, a chopper to the left of the mound, but a slow roller. The backspin, a couple bounces there, and Peraza just can't get there in time. So mark it as one of those little cheapo infield hits for Ben Spitznagel. That was Spitznagel's first hit in 8 at-bats against the Scouts pitching. And Spitznagel, of course, the league leader in batting average, so a guy who's hitting .424 comes to Xenia and takes a 1-for-8 series. That's a pretty high testament to Scouts pitching and, Walter Rook in particular. Yesterday holding him to a 1-for-4, and that was an interesting note to see that Rook doesn't really look at the statistics. He doesn't really care. But now Friss to the plate. Friss, cut fastball in there for a called strike 1. Tyler Friss is 1-for-3 on the day. A stolen base to show for it. It's a runner at first and nobody out here in the top of the 7th. The Joes lead the Scouts 5-0. Peraza the pitch and the runner goes. Throw on over to second is going to be not in time. A stolen base by Ben Spitznagel. And that pitch almost looked like a pitch out, but Spitznagel is down over at second. Valance having a word with him. First base coach from Hamilton coming out and just see if their leading hitter is okay. He's still down on one knee. And trainer is going to come out, looks like. And he might just be walking this one off. Helmet is off. He's just pacing there. Looks like he's trying to catch his breath or something. And an injury to this guy would be a very hard blow to, the Hamilton team going forward if he was out for an extended period of time. But it's a great competitor out there and obviously a great hitter. Anyone who hits .424 at, this level of collegiate baseball, even with a wood bat, is a player and a half, but looks like he's going to be fine. He's shaking it off, and helmet goes back on, and he's going to run the bases here. So a stolen base for Spitznagel. The count 1-1 to Tyler Friss. Remember, the Scouts have a 2.5-game lead over Hamilton, so a loss in this game would not relinquish first place. A win would have made things, or can still make things, you got to believe, you got to believe, you got to believe. But a win can still make things a lot easier. A 3.5-game lead on first place. 1-1 pitch, check swing, and that one in the zone, a called strike 2. So the count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes. The final line on Kyle Bruner, 5 innings pitched. He allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, striking out 1 and walking 1. Here's the pitch from Peraza. That one just off the plate. Evens up the count 2-2. Peraza, his first inning of work. A 1-2-3 inning, but allowing the leadoff single from Spitznagel, the little and 2-2 pitch fouled off. Third base side out of play. We're going to do 2-2 all over again. Atkins playing sort of in at third. O'Hearn straightaway center. And Scouts look to have a pickoff move there, but Spitznagel getting back in time. The count 2-2 here. Runner at second with nobody out in the top of the 7th. 5-0. The score in favor of the Hamilton Joes. Peraza looks to the catcher, Evan McDonald. He delivers. And that one grounded sharply towards Kerry Holloway at second. He picks it up, throws on over to first in time. Out number 1, Spitznagel advancing from second to third on the ground out. And now Kyle Moore going to come to the plate in a long fly ball here from Moore would score another run for the Hamilton Joes with the runner At third, obviously just 90 feet away and just one out here. Moore from Indiana State. He's 1 for 3 on the day, 2 flyouts, and a really hard hit home run over the left field wall. First pitch swung on and missed, or maybe looks like he even got a piece of that. Nothing in 1 the count. Moore. The center fielder is clearly a speedy guy, and he's done some work out there in center field. A lot of long chasing balls. He's used his wheels kind of in a Ryan O'Hearn style fashion out there in center. O'Hearn shaded out over towards left now a tad. And that pitch coming on the inside and nipping Kyle Moore on kind of looks like his calf they got. So a hit by pitch to Kyle Moore. And now it's runners at first and third. And still just one out. Bryson Shelton coming to the plate. Shelton, he's 1 for 2 on the day. A single in the 5th. A strikeout in the 3rd. He also walked in the 1st. Coming around to score a run on that walk. Shelton, the leading RBI man in the league, with 30 ribbies on the year. An opportunity for a couple more with 1st and 3rd and 1 out. First pitch from Peraza, cut fastball right down the pipe. A called strike 1. So nothing in 1 the count here. Peraza, he steps off, and the runner going towards second. They got him caught in a pickle, and this is going to be a precarious situation for the Scouts, who are going to have to try to prevent the runner at third from advancing. Still caught in a pickle. Kyle Moore dancing up and down the baseline. The runner at third hasn't gone yet. Kyle Moore runs around at second, and the throw home is going to be not in time. So a run comes home to score. They get Kyle Moore on the baseline. Moore basically did a juke move around one of the players on the Scouts who were trying to get him in the rundown, and I don't know if that's allowed. But regardless, Bubba Case comes out, doesn't like it. The runner from third, Spitznagel, coming home to score there. And, that's something that, quite frankly, just shouldn't have happened. The home plate umpire trying to reason with Cates. So now out number 2 made, but another run comes home. The Joes leading 6-0, barring a turnaround of this call. And quite frankly, just a very strange game. A lot of runs just coming home because of plays in the field. So, yep, the run counts. The score now 6-0. Hamilton. But count nothing in 1 here with 2 outs to the batter, Bryson Shelton. 0-1, the pitch. Finds the outside part of the plate, strike 2. Tough one for Peraza, who just allows the not even bunt single, just the basically forward tip single that dies in the dirt. That one fouled off, so we're staying 0-2. Okay, so Spitznagel gets aboard, then steals a base, advances to third on the 4th ring, and then scores on the double steal. Tough one for Peraza. Here's 0-2. That one is going to be low and away, ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 2 outs here. Nobody on for Hamilton. They lead by a score of 6-0 over the Xenia Scouts. The 1-2 pitch from Peraza. And that one is lifted high in the air towards left. John Sharp calling for it. Under it, makes the grab for out number 3. 1 run on 1 hit and nobody left aboard. We are in the middle of the 7th, and the Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 6-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Scouts trailing 6-0 to the Hamilton Joes. Colt Wolf to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, that one finds the outside part of the plate for Wolf is 0 for 2 on the day, a pair of strikeouts. Colt, the .278 hitter on the year with 12 RBIs, and swung on and missed there. On the 0-1 pitch, Wolf falling behind in the count quickly, 0-2. His last at-bat, Wolf really worked the count of the starting pitcher Havel, but to no avail, eventually strike the 0-2 pitch. That one coming on the inside, ball 1. And Wolf lines that one right past the glove of the shortstop Tyler Friss. That's a base hit, the 4th hit of the day for the Xenia Scouts. The crowd goes wild, a pretty lively crowd this afternoon. And 1 on and nobody out, the leadoff man aboard. Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. O'Hearn 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out his last time up, or 2 times up ago. He walked his 2nd time up. That was his 24th walk of the year. Wolf takes his lead at first. First pitch to O'Hearn. Finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. O'Hearn getting to third, but stranded there, and he fouls one back towards the Xenia dugout on the left field line, out of play. The count 0-2 here. O'Hearn, a .223 hitter on the year, 1 home run, a triple and a double, 6 RBIs. Colt Wolf takes his lead at first. The 0-2 pitch, and O'Hearn lines that one past the second baseman, a base hit. Colt Wolf to second, and a single for Ryan O'Hearn, his first hit of the day. And now the Scouts with runners at first and second, and nobody out. And threatening a comeback here with Caleb Bloy to the plate. Bloy, 0 for 2 on the day. A pair of flyouts. But he bats with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. The Scouts trying to inch their way back into this game here. They trail 6-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bloy, he bats from the right side. Havel, first pitch. And Caleb lifts that one into center field. Chasing it under is the center fielder, and that one's going to drop for a base hit. It gets past the center fielder. Caleb Bloy aboard with a single. All the runners advance 1 base. 3 straight hits for the Scouts, and they have loaded the bases here with nobody out. Ben Havel, who allowed just 3 hits to Xenia through the first 6 innings he's thrown, now with 3 straight. And now Kerry Holloway coming to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out. A meeting at the mound for the Hamilton Joes. The pitcher, Ben Havel, trying to do basic math in my head to add up 55 plus 37, but that's how many pitches he's thrown. Very deep into this ball game. 92. So 92 pitches in, Ben Havel starting to, struggle a little bit. And now Holloway coming to the plate. Kerry has 1 of the 6 hits that the Scouts have had all day. That came back in the 5th inning against this pitcher Havel. But a meeting at the mound, and looks like we might get a call to the bullpen. Hard to tell whether he's just trying to buy time for his pitcher. The manager coming out to the mound hasn't taken the ball yet. Definitely some work going in the bullpen right now for Hamilton. Can't see the number. But they're going to let Havel pace. They're going to let Havel pitch to Kerry Holloway here. With the bases loaded and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Scouts trailing 6-0. But, with Holloway to the plate and the top of the order coming, it's Holloway, Valance in the top of the order. The Scouts can manage at least 1 run here. First pitch. That one nips Holloway on the leg, so a hit by pitch brings Colt Wolf home. first pitch breaking ball comes way inside, and that looks like it's going to be it for Ben Havel. The Scouts now with the bases loaded, nobody out, trailing by a score of 6-1. Give the RBI to Kerry Holloway on the hit by pitch. And they're going to take the ball, and that's going to be a pitching change. So the Scouts with the bases loaded and nobody out. They trail 6-1 in this game. A call to the bullpen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So Alix Kane to the mound for the Hamilton Joes. Kane comes into this game with a 1-1 record, a 2.07 ERA, 10 strikeouts, and 4 walks through 13 innings pitched. But here's the kicker. Kane pitched 1 inning against the Scouts on June the 12th. He allowed two earned runs on 2 hits, walking 1 and striking out 1, facing 6 Xenia Scouts. And I'd be interested to see, I can't see because computer in front of me, but the individual matchups against this guy were. So Holloway, the only time he has faced Alix Kane, he walked. Aaron Valance struck out. It's the bases loaded. 0 for 1 is Aaron Valance against this pitcher, Alix Kane, but he is 1 for 2 on the day. He takes the first pitch on the outside. It's O'Hearn at third, Bloy at second, Holloway at first. That one's way up and way away, almost gets past the catcher, Jake Murray. Murray saving what would have been a run scored there with Ryan O'Hearn at third. The count 2-0 to AV. AV. The pitch. And Valance, a grounder, slow roller towards short. Throw on to first is going to be in time to get Aaron Valance. But Ryan O'Hearn coming home to score there, and now a 6-2 game. And to the top of the Xenia order. So runners at second and third with 1 out. Kerry Holloway is at second. Caleb Bloy at third. Sharp is 0 for, but he has hit 349 on the. First pitch taken on the outside. 6-2 the score. Sharp, he homered just a couple days ago, drove in a couple runs yesterday, trying to bring Xenia back into this game. The pitch, that one is lined into the glove of a diving shortstop on 1 bounce. Throw over to first is going to be in time. Another run comes home to score. So Xenia putting up 3 runs here already in the bottom of the 7th. Now a 6-3 game, still a runner at third, and Chandler Atkins to the plate. So Xenia loads the bases on 3 hits, scores 1 on a hit by pitch that brings the first run home, and then a couple of ground outs to short bringing a run home. First pitch to Chandler Atkins, taken on the outside. 1-0 the count here with 2 down. Pitch, Atkins watching fastball outside part of the plate again. 2-0 the count. Chandler 0 for 3 on the day. He is 0 for his last 7. But before that, the hottest player in the league. 2-1 pitch, slider inside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Moves the count to 2 balls, 1 strike, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. A runner at third. The Scouts trailing 6-3. Time is called there. Atkins, who's a switch hitter, batting from the left side this time against the righty Kane. The pitch, and Chandler taking a low and away there, so a 3-1 hitter's count now. If Atkins gets aboard, that'll put Jeremy Barth to the plate, representing the tying run. The 3-1 pitch, and Chandler rips that one, a foul ball just off the first base line. A diving first baseman, Shelton, tried to make the grab and stop the bleeding. But that brings the count to 3-2. Holloway is at third. Scouts still looking for their first hit off this pitcher, Kane. The 3-2 pitch, and Chandler grounds that one up the middle. Batted the pitcher, Kane. He's going to over to the first for out number 3. So that's going to end the Scouts in the bottom of 3 runs and 1 man left aboard. We have played 7. The Scout trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 3, where we are Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the 8th. The Scouts trailing Hamilton 6-3 now after putting 3 runs up in the bottom half of the 7th. And Adrian Peraza out to pitch his 3rd inning of work. He's going to face off against Dane Toftland, the 3rd baseman from Indiana State. First pitch to Toftland. That one's taken low and away, ball 1. Toftland 0 for 2 on the day with a hit by pitch. The 1-0, and that one is hit into center field, but not deep. O'Hearn under it makes the grab. Out number 1. So 1 away quickly here for Peraza. And Caleb King now to the plate. King is 1 for 3 on the day with a double. The final line for the starting pitcher for Hamilton, Ben Havel. 6 innings pitched, allowing 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. First pitch from Peraza, swung on and missed, strike 1. King, a .313 hitter on the year. Six doubles, 10 RBIs. And he hits that one on right center field. O'Hearn using the wheels, tracking, calls for it, makes the grab in right center. Out number 2. So Ryan O'Hearn, who might just run a mile every game out there in center field. A couple of key grabs now. And now 2 away, and Jake Murray to the plate. Murray, the catcher. 1 for 3 day. He's a .306 hitter on the year. Murray, the native of Cincinnati, Ohio. He bats from the left side, and he attacks first pitch, fouls it hard out of play on the third baseline. So the count 0-1 here with 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. The Scouts trailing Hamilton by a score of 6-3. Peraza, the 0-1. And that one fouled out of play on the third base line yet again. So Adrian's quickly ahead in this count, 0-2. Peraza hasn't recorded a strikeout yet today. Something he's usually good for on average. 13 innings pitched coming into today. And 13 strikeouts to show for it. But he's ahead 0-2 on Murray. Lefty-lefty matchup, the pitch. And Murray watches up and away, moves the count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch coming here. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He got him. Peraza, his first strikeout of the day, and a 1-2-3 8th inning for Slug. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for Hamilton in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Scouts trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 6-3. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the 8th. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 6-3, but they put up 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and now it's the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the lineup with Jeremy Barth, Evan McDonald, and Colt Wolf to the plate. And Jeremy is going to start things off here against Alix Kane. Kane, the righty pitcher. First pitch. Fastball finds the outside part of the zone. It called strike 1. Jeremy is 1 for 3 on the day, a single and a couple of flyouts to center. The 0-1 pitch, and Barth watching upstairs evens the count up. A ball and a strike. The shortstop coming in to have a quick word with the pitcher, Kane. Gotta wonder what that advice was. The count 1-1. Kane, he delivers. And Jeremy lines that one into right field, a base hit. The ball is rolling to the wall. Barth is rounding first and heading for second. He's going to get there standing. A stand-up double from Jeremy Barth. Has a scout in scoring position to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Jeremy just ripping that one to the left field side. And now Evan McDonald to the plate. McDonald, 0 for 3 on the day. This is his first matchup against the pitcher Kane. Evan bats from the right side. Barth taking his lead over at second. First pitch. That one on the outside and in the dirt, ball 1. McDonald has 9 doubles on the season. 1 home run, 16 RBIs, 296 for the year. If he picked up his first hit here, it would be a big one. And he grounds that one a chopper over towards third. The third baseman, Tofflin, backhands it, throws on over to first, but he cannot hold on. The first baseman, Shelton, cannot hold on to the ball. He just dropped it. He dropped the ball. I sound like Jerry Seinfeld here, but Evan McDonald's aboard with an error, and the tying run to the plate with Colt Wolf. Wolf is 1 for 3 on the day. He singled to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. End up coming around to score the first run of the game for the Scouts. He bats with 2 on and nobody out. He is the tying run here at the plate. The first pitch, Wolf, check swing. Did he go? They're saying he did. So he falls behind in the count, 0-1. Wolf, 7 doubles on the year, a triple, and 2 home runs. 12 RBIs to show for it. Hit a home run just 2 days ago. A home run here would tie this game. And Wolf lifts that one high in the air to left. The left fielder, A.J. Compton's going to come under it and make the grab for out number 1. So now 1 out here. Still runners at second. And Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. O'Hearn, he singled his last time up, 1 for 2 on the day. Also back in the 5th. O'Hearn hit a double in a key spot yesterday late in the game to help extend the lead for the Scouts. And he takes first pitch, breaking ball upstairs, ball 1. Ryan, 230 hitter on the year. The 1-0 pitch coming. Barth takes his lead at second. Here it comes. And that one fastball outside part of the plate, it called strike 1. Evens up the count, 1-1 now. With 1 down, it's runners at first and second. The tying run at the plate. McDonald takes his lead. Jeremy takes his lead at second. The pitch. And Ryan lays down a bunt. Very well placed. Slow roller down the third base line. Everyone is safe. A bunt single for Ryan O'Hearn. The wheels are on. Ryan O'Hearn sees the third baseman playing back and takes a beautiful bunt down the third base line, and now the bases are with 1 out for the Scouts here in the bottom of the 8th. They trail 6-3. The tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate with Caleb Loy. He is 1 for 3 on the day, singled his last time up. The pitcher Kane, first pitch. That one finds the zone, a called strike. Barth at third, McDonald at second, O'Hearn at first. With O'Hearn's speed, a double could tie this game, and big swing and a miss from Bloy there. He falls behind in this count, 0-2. So 0-2. No action in the bullpen for Hamilton. They're going to let this guy Kane take it. Bloy. He bats from the right side, awaits the 0-2 pitch here. Here it comes. And Caleb lines that one right into the glove of the second baseman, who hands it to the shortstop, who hands it to the second baseman instead. That is out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits. The board, we have played 8, and the Scouts lead by a score of 6-3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the top of the ninth. The Scouts trailing the Hamilton Joes by a score of 6-3. The Scouts had the bases loaded with one out in the bottom of the eighth, but Caleb Bloy lined out to the shortstop Tyler Friss, who just tossed it underhand to Ben Spitznagel and got Evan McDonald just a little too far off the bag. It was a hard hit ball by Bloy, but that's just baseball. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose on hits like that. The batter is Davis Wilson. Wilson 0 for 3 on the day. Peraza in for his fourth inning of work. And that pitch is lined hard down the right field line, and that's going to drop. Rounding first and heading for second is Davis Wilson, and he's going to get there standing. A leadoff double for Davis Wilson, and the Joes have a runner on scoring position with nobody out. And A.J. Compton's going to come to the plate. That's like the first hard hit ball off of Peraza. The only hit he had given up prior to that was the little half swing hit off from Spitznagel. But now, runner at second, nobody out, and A.J. Compton to the plate. Compton 1 for 3 on the day with a double. First pitch, and laying down the bunt there, slow roller. McDonald takes it. He's going to throw to first in time. But a successful sac bunt there as Davis Wilson advancing to third, and now it's to the top of the order. So Spitznagel to the plate. Spitznagel is 1 for 4 on the day, 1 for 8 on the series. But a very dangerous hitter. 424 on the year. First pitch. And that one is lined into right center field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Davis Wilson, and standing at first with an RBI single is Ben Spitznagel. And he finally got the best of Xenia pitching, and it came in a big spot, advancing the Hamilton lead to 7-3 now. So, runner at first and 1 out. Tyler Friss to the plate. The runner goes. Throw on over to second is going to be not in time. Spitznagel, his second stolen base of the game. So Spitznagel advancing into scoring position on the stolen base there. The 1-0. Peraza finds the outside part of the zone. Cut fastball in there for a called strike. Evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Hamilton leads Xenia by a score of 7-3. Peraza, he delivers. That one taken on the outside. Moves the count to 2-1. Friss, 1 for 4 on the day with a double. Spitznagel takes his lead at second. Peraza delivers. Finds the outside part of the zone, a called strike 2, so that evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Friss has faced Peraza 1 time before, grounding out over to Kerry Holloway at second base. Friss, another Indiana State guy. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Peraza. And that one, a grounder over towards Kerry Holloway at second. He picks it up, throws on over to first in time. Out number 2, Spitznagel advancing from second to third on the ground out. So now it's 2 down and a runner at third for Kyle Moore. Moore is 1 for 3 on the day. He's only hit a solo home run. His only time he's faced Peraza, hit by a pitch. First pitch to Moore. And Moore rips that one into left field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Ben Spitznagel, an RBI single off the bat of Kyle Moore. That's his second RBI of the day, his second hit of the day, and Hamilton now leading by a score of 8-4. So now Shelton to the plate. Shelton's 1 for 3 on the day. First pitch. And Shelton fouling that one hard. Out of play down the left field line. Shelton, the 304 hitter on the year. I've said it once, I've said it many times, but he's the league leader in RBIs. The count 0-1 to him. Cut fastball from Peraza, a called strike 2. And fouling that one on the left field side again is Kyle Moore. Bryson Shelton. So the count's going to stay no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. 8-3, the lead for Hamilton. The runner at first is Moore, the pitch, and that one is lifted high in the air towards left. Looks like it's going to go out of play as Sharp stops and watches it go. So Bryson Shelton just fouling ball after ball down the left field line. And Peraza just 1 pitch away from getting himself out of this jam. Adrian, the lefty, versus Shelton, who hits from the left side, the 0-2 pitch, and that one grounded past the glove of Caleb Bloy over at first. And Kyle Moore's going to head for third. The throw to third is going to be not in time. The throw to second to try to get him advancing is in time. So Bryson Shelton tried to turn a single into a double there, and to no avail. The Scouts get him there. But 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 man left aboard. We head into the bottom of the ninth, the Scouts, with their last opportunity to try to come back in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the ninth. The Scouts trailing by a score of 8-3 here, and Kerry Holloway in to lead things off. The Scouts trying to keep this game going. First pitch to Holloway is fouled right back into the box. The count goes 0-1. Holloway hit by a pitch his last time up, stranded at third. And breaking ball taken finds the zone. A called strike 2. So 0-2 to Holloway. The pitcher still Alex Kane. He sets, delivers the 0-2, and that one comes way up and way in. So moves the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Remember, the Scouts will be in action tomorrow night In Licking County, they take on the Settlers. But the weather not looking good as Carey takes on the outside, moves the count to 2-2. After that, they will head to Lima on Tuesday and then Lima again on Wednesday before taking a 3-day break. The 2-2 pitch, Holloway hits that one over towards short. The shortstop throwing on over to first in time. Out number 1. So Carey Holloway grounds into his 6-3, and it's going to bring Aaron Valance to the plate. Valance, he's 1 for 3 on the day, a single back in the third. Since then, he's gone down looking and grounded out to short. Valance hitting a $153 on the year. He bats from the right side. First pitch to AV, that's low and in, ball 1. It's Valance at the plate. John Sharp is on deck. The Scouts trailing 8-3 here with 1 down in the 9th. The 0-1 pitch on the inside again moves the count 2-0. The Scouts will need to put up 5 to keep this game going. The 2-0. And AV takes on the inside yet again. So 3 pitches, 3 balls to Aaron Valance. And the Scouts just trying to get a man aboard and keep this thing going for as long as they can. The 3-0 pitch coming now. And that one is taken high, ball 4. Aaron Valance heads on over to first. Another walk for him. That is his 20th walk of the year. He's catching up to Ryan O'Hearn, but now it's 1 on and 1 out. John Sharp to the plate, the top of the order for Xenia. Sharp 0 for 3 on the day with a walk. First pitch, and John fouling that one down the third baseline. 0-1 goes the count. Sharp, a .349 hitter on the year. A double, a triple, a home run, 7 RBIs. Valance takes his lead at first. 0-1 pitch finds the lower outside corner of the plate, so moves the count 0-2. With 1 down and a runner at first. And curveball taken on the outside. The count now moves 1-2. Sharp has been very clutch of late, directly contributing in every game he has played since returning from the disabled list. Looking for a big spot from him here, and he grounds one slowly up the middle. The shortstop throwing on over to first in time. Out number 2. So a couple of 6-3 groundouts. 2 outs, and the Scouts 1 out away from losing this one. Aaron Valance advancing over to second on the ground out. And now it's going to be Chandler Atkins to the plate. Atkins is 0 for 4 on the day. He's 0 for his last 8. Valance is over at second. First pitch to Chandler. And Chandler hits that one into shallow right field, a base hit. Valance rounds third. He's going to come home an RBI single from Chandler Atkins, and this game not over just yet. Chandler refusing to give away the at-bat, so now the score 8-4. That's Atkins' 20th RBI of the year. That breaks his 0 for 8 streak. So now Jeremy Barth to the plate. The Scouts going to have to really get something going. They're 1 out away from ending this game. Atkins over at first, Barth at the plate. Barth, his last time up, he doubled. He's 2 for 4 on the day. First pitch to Jeremy, taken on the outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, and that one in the dirt, ball 2. The tying run is in the hole. But with Barth and McDonald up, the next two, you get those two guys on, and Colt Wolf could tie the game in one swing of the bat. You're looking way ahead if you're thinking like that, but you got to believe. You got to think that there's going to be a way to get this done. So 2-0 the count to Barth. Barth, who has 11 doubles on the year. Atkins takes his lead at first. The 2-0 pitch, and Jeremy hits that one high in the air to left. The left fielder, A.J. Compton's going to come under it and make the grab, and that is all she wrote here tonight. The final score, the Hamilton Joes 8, the Xenia Scouts 4. The Joes with 8 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. The Scouts with 4 runs on 9 hits and 3 errors. So the Scouts' record drops to 18-9 on the year. They still have won 66% of their games, and they still have a game and a half lead in first place. The Scouts will be back in action tomorrow night at Licking County's Stadium in Newark, Ohio, taking on the Settlers, who handed them their first loss before this game. That was a week ago. So, I am Andrew Alix, and thank you for joining us tonight. We wish you a good night, and God bless.